The Texans beat the Buccaneers 23-20. Now, before I get into the game, yes, I know, I'm late. I wasn't at my house though, so I wasn't able to record a video until now, so here I am. Don't worry, the Texans didn't kill me of a heart attack, at least not yet, but Jesus Christ, that was ugly. That was embarrassing, pathetic. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. We won. A win's a win. You know, AFC South champions 2 years in a row. Wait, how did O'Brien say it? It doesn't matter, Brian. AFC South champions 2 years in a row, Brian. So, yeah, I understand that. But, I mean, if you saw the game, you know, like, our offense was just so bad. And it was a combination of two people, in my opinion. Two people. Bill O'Brien and Deshaun Watson. And now look, I know a lot of you guys out there just love Deshaun Watson. Don't get me wrong, I love Watson too. He's our franchise quarterback. But it is okay to call out Deshaun Watson when he's been messing up. And guess what? Today was yet another bad day by Deshaun Watson. But like I said, it's not entirely on him. Bill O'Brien has some blame to go around too. Like, look, games like Carolina, week 4, you could put that one on Deshaun Watson. There was throws there, you know, he was just missing them. Games like Baltimore, Denver, you could blame on the coaching staff for not having them ready. But this game, this Buccaneers game, even though the Texans won, Deshaun and Bill O'Brien were both completely off. Bill O'Brien with his constant first down runs down the middle that only gained 1 or 2 yards and occasionally lost yardage. I don't know what Bill O'Brien was thinking regarding this. I mean, it's literally so simple. I knew going into this game that the Buccaneers had the top ranked run defense. But yet here's Bill O'Brien. Kept trying to run the ball. Kept trying to run the ball. And time again. It didn't work. So what happens? You're pretty much throwing away a down. That's what Bill O'Brien did. He threw away a down. Because there really is no difference between 2nd and 10 and 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. That's what the Texans were facing quite a lot. So O'Brien was terrible in that regard. Now Deshaun Watson, he was just missing wide open players left and right. You know, later in the game, he was dealing with an ankle injury. Now, or I don't know, some people were saying it was Achilles injury. I don't know if he's been dealing with that. I don't know if it's something that just happened in the game. I don't know. But Watson, he's been off. Ever since we came back from the bye week, Watson has had one good game, and the rest of the games have been either meh or flat out bad. Baltimore, terrible. Indy, meh. New England, that was the only good game he had. And then he followed it up by a terrible showing against Denver, and then another mess showing against Tennessee, and then a pretty bad showing here against Tampa Bay. Something's wrong with Watson. There is something wrong with him. I mean, it could be anything. I do know that, in that Baltimore game where Watson was holding onto the ball for 8 hours, he got sacked a bunch, and there was this one occasion where, he was looking at his ankle. Maybe he's been dealing with an ankle injury the whole second half of the season because, let's be honest, Watson's in a slump. Now, some people, and I'm not dismissing this theory, but Deshaun Watson has a girlfriend, and, a lot of people say she's an Instagram thought. Maybe that's distracting Deshaun Watson. Maybe, it's possible. Or maybe we're just reaching. But, that's just something that some fans are saying. And, there could be some truth to that, because women are the devil. Not just playing, but... And there's something else, man. A guy I usually interact with on Twitter, Joe M709, Joe, he tweeted out something pretty interesting. He said this: there is some games where Deshaun Watson isn't seeing the field properly and he's missing throws, so the offense struggles. And then there's other games where Bill O'Brien, his play calling is complete trash, so the Texans struggle because of it. And he said, maybe Deshaun Watson and Bill O'Brien just aren't a good match. And there could definitely be some truth to that. But, yeah, this is terrible, man. This offense, the way the offense played today, the offensive play calling, Deshaun missing the throws, Deshaun having a messed up ankle. I don't know if, like I said, he's been dealing with it, and then, now it's hurting more, because as the season wears on, obviously, you're going to get bumps and bruises, and as the season wears on, they get worse and worse. So maybe it's like a combination of all the things, but like Joe said, maybe Bill O'Brien and Deshaun Watson just aren't a match for each other. Because don't get me wrong, there's been games, the Atlanta game, the KC game, the New England game, where the Texans' offense is just completely unstoppable. Like, it is, crazy good. And that is the Texans' offense ceiling. Like, that is our ceiling as an offense, I feel like. And that's totally fine, because our offense, when it's on, it is amazing and unstoppable. The thing is, our offense is hardly ever on. Like, hardly ever. So, something has to give. Someone has to go. And I can tell you right now, that person that has to go, it ain't Deshaun Watson. So, you could take that however you want. And, I'm not a Bill O'Brien hater. I'm not one of those guys that blames every single little thing on Bill O'Brien, because, in my opinion, 1, that's unfair. 2, if you're going to blame everything on Bill O'Brien, you're pretty much just being a blind sheep and ignoring the flaws the team has. But I do think that it might be time to move on from Bill O'Brien. And, it kind of hurts me to say it, because I've been saying it for the past 5 weeks. Bill O'Brien is a great GM, in my opinion. He's the GM we've needed in Houston for the longest time. And I know there's going to be some Texans fans in the comment section saying, well, what if we move Bill O'Brien to GM and bring a new head coach? No, that's not going to happen, man. That is not going to happen. That is unrealistic. So, don't even speak on that, honestly. And there's going to be some other people say, what if we get a new play caller? What if he promotes, what's his name, Tim Kelly to call the plays, or what if we bring in someone from outside to call the plays? Well, honestly, I don't think that's gonna work either. Like, I just think it's the system that Bill O'Brien is trying to put in place here. And I also know some people are gonna say, well, I mean, Will Fuller got hurt. Oh, you know, Will Fuller this, Will Fuller that. I love Will Fuller. I think we should re-sign him. I think he's a great player. Unfortunately, he can't stay healthy. But if your offense is so reliant on your number 2 receiver staying healthy, then it's just not a good offense. You need to reevaluate what you're doing, because we got DeAndre Hopkins. We got Kenny Stills. You know, like, D-Hop, Stills, and Fuller. That wide receiver trio is the best in the NFL. Not a lot of teams. I've seen some people say the Texans need to draft another wide receiver. No, we don't need another receiver. Like, that's not where we're at right now. Our problem isn't the receivers. Like, it's not that Will Fuller, we need him on the offense. Well, we do need him. Like, it's not that we're missing Will Fuller. It's just that the scheme is bad. That's what it is. And Deshaun's missing throws. Like, it's just an all-around mess. It's frustrating. Honestly, the most consistent thing on the team this season has probably been the O-line. Honestly, like, it's just a complete mess from the top to the bottom. That whole offense is a mess, and we can't keep relying on your number 2 wide receiver to stay healthy. That's just not how things work in the NFL. Deshaun Watson at some point is going to have to be making his receivers better. Elite quarterbacks, Tom Brady's in his prime, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, they make no-name receivers into good receivers. Kenny Stills, DeAndre Hopkins. You know, D-Hop's a star. Dude only had like 20 yards against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. The whole offense is a complete mess, man. Yes, they've shown great potential, but I think it's time to crumble it up and throw it in the trash. Because, you know, potential's cool and all, you know, but enough's enough. Like, it's time to start seeing this thing consistently. And we've only seen it like 3 times this season. So, we're in week 16, guys, going on week 17. The Texans that we've been seeing for the past few weeks, that's who the Texans are. That's who they are, man. An inconsistent bunch. A terrible offensive team that does have the ability to put up points, but you never know if they will or won't put up points. Now, enough about the offense. Let's talk about defense. Good job. Really, really good job by the defense. I mean, yes, the Buccaneers put up 20 points. Yes, at times the Texans defense couldn't get a stop on the Buccaneers, but dude, they had 5 turnovers. They picked off Jameis Winston 4 times. They blocked a field goal, and there was a fumble. So technically, if you count the blocked field goal, that's 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers, including a pick 6 to start the game. So, yes, even though the pass rush was non-existent, yes, even though they let up some long runs, yes, even though they got beat sometimes through the air by Jameis Winston, 6 turnovers, guys. 6 turnovers. Like, you can't ask for more. Like, Jameis Winston, I've been saying it all week. I said it on Twitter earlier. The dude is just a true gunslinger. He don't care. He throws a pick, whatever. He comes back, he throws another. He don't care. He comes back and throws a 40-yard bomb. Like, Jameis Winston don't care. He's a true gunslinger. He reminds me of a younger me. Like, yeah, I'm not saying Jameis Winston is, some great quarterback, but, definitely fun to watch and very dangerous. Very dangerous. He's a talented quarterback, man. He has talent, but, he makes mistakes like the interceptions he threw. Like, that's just the guy he is. But the Texans defense was able to get a lot of turnovers, and because of it, we won the game. So, yeah, wasn't pretty, but we're the AFC South champions. Yet again, this has been a common occurrence in the Bill O'Brien era. The Texans are a good football team. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to say we suck. I'm not going to say we're mediocre like these other fans that just love to be negative. We're a good team. We're just not consistent enough. And honestly, I don't think we're good enough. Good, but not great. Nothing special, just there. That's what the Texans are this season. Now, I'm going to just say this, because I know some people are going to ask me, are we contenders? I'm going to say this. If Eli Manning and Joe Flacco can catch fire in the playoffs and go on a Super Bowl run, so can Deshaun Watson. I'm going to just leave it at that. So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.